everyone, it's Jade from Career Journey Professional. I am a career and lifestyle coach, helping you to find that career or lifestyle that suits who you are, aligned to you, and that's meaningful and purposeful for you. As I mentioned before and mentioned many times to my clients in that presentation, that there are three key components that's a composition of a career if you want to determine if the career is right for you. And that's your passion, something you're passionate about, your career interest. And the second one, it's your talents or your core competence, the skills that you're really good at. And the third one, it's your values. That career is actually fulfilling what you're looking for, giving you that satisfaction and fulfillment in life. And today I want to talk about the first one, how to find your passion, because there are always clients coming to me and saying, I actually don't know, or I have too many passions. I don't know how to decide on which one to pursue. Today I will share 3 tips on how to find your passion. Obviously, there are many tips out there, but I will focus on the tips that actually worked for myself along my own career journey to find what I like, and also what worked for my clients. So the first one is, what is the topic that you cannot stop talking about it? So it could be something in your study, it could be something that as your hobby, you're interested in, you're fascinated about, that whenever you catch the opportunity, you just can't stop talking about it. And when you are talking about it, you just enter into this state that you feel so fascinated, so excited, your energy shift, your state shift, that people can see you're lightened up and you started to smile, you get excited, and you can feel the thrill when you're talking about it. So here is number one, like what you cannot talking about it. For example, for my life, just think about it. What is the topic you always keep talking with your friend, with your family, with your classmate, with your peers? For me, obviously, personal development, it's a really big thing. I cannot stop talking about it. How did I earn? What are the 2 strategies? What is the story that I'm building up to? What has shifted in my life? What worked? These are all things that I cannot stop talking about it. So think about yourself. Or you can start to even write down the topics that you are talking every day on a daily basis, and notice when you're talking about it, when you're having a discussion, when you're having a really good conversation about it, how do you feel? And this can be elaborated into many different areas of your life. Like, for example, if you go to a bookstore, what are the books you just don't want to miss? You just naturally, if you have an opportunity, you would just go to that part of the bookstore. It could be photography, it could be cooking, or it could be drawing, anything that you just don't want to miss. For example, if you pass a bookstore, or whenever you have time, you probably want to look at it, you probably want to research it, you probably want to talk about it. So that's tip number 1. What is the topic you cannot stop talking about? Tip number 2 is, what have you practically really spent a lot of time on in your spare time? Or when you're not studying, when you're not working, when you have the time just for yourself. What would you choose? What would you prefer? What have you actually spent time on doing? Again, it could be music instrument, or it could be writing a novel, or it could be doing some handcrafted things. So practical look at your time, break it down, like in the past 6 months. Whenever you have time, what did you spend most time on? It could be one of the things from your hobby, or it could be something that's even related to work. But the reality is, the more you spend time on, the more you practice, it's very likely you'll be better at that. And you're probably more experienced with this thing that you're spending more time on. That means you're competent to a certain level, and your skill levels are definitely at a higher level than people who just started. And given that you're happy to spend your own time in this matter, that means you're interested in it, you have passion in it, and you're happy to spend more time on it. So that's tip number 2. What have you actually practically spending more time on in your spare time on that matter? The third one, it's actually the common traits of people who you look up to, people who you admire. You can write down a list of all the people that you ever admires, that you really follow them, you want to know what happened, you did a little bit of research, you know their story, where they came from, what they have achieved, and you really admire it. It inspires you, it empowers you, and make you really look up to them. So if you're struggling to come up with a list like that, You can also even look at the newsfeed or the people that you're following on Facebook, on Instagram, or on LinkedIn. There must be people that you look up to or admire, and try to come up with a common trait that they may have. For example, that I like Richard Branson, and I also like Elon Musk. Both of them are very entrepreneurial. Secondly, they are all trying to make a bigger impact. They're trying to achieve something that's more than themselves, more than their company. They're trying to do something for the mankind, or for the greater good for the planet. So in that perspective, it could be something I want is making a bigger impact for other people, for on a bigger scale, which is exactly what I'm doing. I want to really empower people to feel like you have the choice to choose a career and lifestyle that's congruent with you, that fits who you are, that you can utilize your best skills and then still feel happy and passionate every day you wake up. And of course, it also reward you and accordingly. So there I am, feeling excited. So tip number 3 is write down a list of people that you admire, and then think about what are the common traits of these people. It's very likely this is something that you probably want to develop within yourself. It's very likely you may have that in yourself, because if that's something that makes you excited, makes you feel inspired, makes you feel empowered, that's what will light you up. That's probably something that you already have in you, because what we see is all just a reflection or a projection of what's already in our mind, what's subconsciously already stored in ourselves. So tip number 3 is write down a list and find out the common traits of people that you actually look up to, that you admire. That those traits are probably what makes you excited, what makes you passionate. So thank you very much for watching. Those are 3 simple tips as in how to find your passion. However, there's a more detailed version, as there's a free challenge that I'm running. It's called the 5 days to encounter your purposeful career. So they are limited spots, and their way to register, I will pop it down in the subscription box. And if you have any questions, please let me know or write down in the comments. Please like this video and support our channel by subscribing. And I wish all the best for your own career and your life. Thank you.